Is everybody ready to go to Lowe's?
Yes!
Alright, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Georgie, thumbs up.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Brightland Milling. Thanks for tuning in today. This is part 3 of the Nancy Lopez Country Club engraving, and this video is going to be showing how we are making the frame. This is actually the first frame that I have ever built in my entire life. So if you watched the last video, hopefully you remember that comment about craftsmanship and how things take multiple times to perfect. So I don't have very big expectations for this. This is one of hopefully many frames that I make if I don't use the CNC machine to actually mill or machine the frame into whatever the next piece is. But in this case, the piece of art was so big, I maxed out my cutting bed. It was so big that I actually could not mill a frame, so I'm having to make one myself, and that's okay. It's been a journey. So as the process goes on, I am taking these off of the frame there, and I'm going to run them through the table saw a number of times. I am creating an inset or a bevel, whatever the right term is, so that this piece will actually sit within the frame, kind of recessed from the backside, about 3/4 of an inch. And yeah, I took it through the table saw a number of times, but what I found out, and happily found out, was that I just needed to tweak it. And so I took out a hammer and chisel, and this was actually one of my favorite parts of doing this frame. Getting back to the book Durable Trades by Rory Groves, that really has inspired me and my family to do this. They talk about on their family farm how the work that they do to get food and produce things is dirty, it's smelly, it's not necessarily cheap, and they're not saving a lot of money doing it. But they say that's not why we're doing it, to save money. And there's something about working with your hands. Should I get an electric grain mill, or should I get a hand crank grain mill? Well, I could produce more grain with an electric one, but something about the hand crank is fulfilling. Something about having your kids crank it with you. And anyway, I just wanted to add that piece about this hammer and chisel work that I really enjoyed. There's something very fulfilling to the soul about doing it with your hands. Anyway, as we move on, we put this really cool strap clamp around here. I wanted to make sure that I got a good fit, that these 45-degree angles were good enough to fit together with wood glue. You can put this around the frame, tighten it up, and after I figured out that those were good to go, I did one last pass through the table saw. I wanted to make this frame a little bit smaller. It was a little bit too bulky. And so yeah, I ran it through and started gluing it up. Right now we only have 3 working clamps, so that's what we have to work with, but it's come out really well. I love how the piece looks when it sits in there. We still have some sanding to do once we take this all apart and the wood glue is okay. We have some sanding to do, and then we have some painting to do. The customer actually wants this to be painted white, so we're going to paint it white. You can see me here just kind of doing a dry fit, making sure this all looks good. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with it as far as the first frame goes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll keep you updated. I'm probably going to post something about the finished product and hanging it up in their house. So thank you so much. Take care, guys. See you next time.